Alright, Modern Jamie. Pros and cons, here we go. So, pro number one, Modern Jamie has a one button DP. So, like most modern characters, Jamie's forward special is his DP sort of move. Some specifics about Jamie's one button DP uses the heavy version of the move, which, as you can see, is the 10 frame startup. Um, He does have the 5 frame startup, which is not, nice and fast, and he has the 8 frame startup. But for this one specifically, it's a bit slower than usual. Like Luke's one button DP is, I think it's 6 or 7 frames. So yeah, Luke's or Jamie's is on the slower end in that regard. But as it is a DP, it does have the frame one invincibility to all air moves, which is very nice to have on demand, even if the hitbox is a little slower than some other moves. The next pro that modern Jamie has is Shortcut Bakai, or this little breakdance move he gets at drink level 2. This one. So this is Bakai, and Bakai is notable because it can go through fireballs, which is very nice. And especially so on the OD version. You can actually do that on reaction, since it's only one button, and the OD version goes significantly farther than this normal version. This normal version you get is a medium version, by the way. The heavy version does go further than the medium version, but you don't have access to the heavy version in modern controls, and we'll get into that later. But for the specifics of it, the medium version, this version, this is projectile invincible on frame 4, as you can see, and then the OD version is projectile invincible on frame 3. And just to note, the OD version you can cancel into level 2, which is both plus on block and on hit. So that is 2 bars of drive and 2 bars of super, but it is a projectile invincible plus on block and full combo on hit approach option, which is something to know, and it's pretty solid for modern Jamie to have that. The next things that modern Jamie does well are he has 2 reversal supers, one being his SA1 and one being this SA3. Whoops, let's get the full animation. So these are both invincible, with the SA1 being invincible to strikes and throws, but notably not projectiles. So for example, he will get hit by projectiles, but strikes and throws, SA1 will beat, which includes drive impact, which is very useful to have. And in general, just having a one-button reversal is really good to have. That's the same with OD DP, by the way. I didn't mention that, but one-button reversals are very useful in this game to stop drive impact, to stop forward advancing moves, for like certain block string gaps, like for instance, out of Crash Bandicoot Kick Dry Rush, for instance, into like a button on block, having a one-button reversal is very good for that. DPOS is what that's called. So yeah, his SA1 is just good for general purpose reversal things, and his SA3 is actually not a terrible fireball punish. This can work at decent range, especially with the extended hurt box of a fireball. I mean, it's not the greatest range ever, but you can reasonably react to a fireball and punish with that, and then get your combo afterwards. And then another little thing I'm gonna mention is there's no penalty for doing a one button install. Normally on modern supers, you get the lower damage. It's at 72% there because Jamie does less damage when he doesn't have as many drinks. But even at 2 drinks, even at 2 drinks, which is the sort of normal, this level 1 is only doing 80% of the damage when all of his other moves are doing 100%, and that is because of the modern damage penalty. But Super 2, since it doesn't have an actual hitbox that comes with it, there's no reason to not just do the simple input of it, because it's the exact same as the full motion input, which in some situations is a little easier because you don't have to do the 2 quarter circles. And so there's no reason not to do the 1 button install because it's the exact same. And the last pro I'm going to talk about with Jamie is he has auto hit confirms on his light auto combo, but also his medium auto combo and his heavy auto combo. So let me show you that in action. I'm going to set Ryu to block, and even as you can see on my controller, I am mashing the button. Jamie is left, he's left -1 if you do the crouch light punch, even though I pressed the button a lot more than that, because on hit, he would go into this full Rekka and get the drink, but on block, he doesn't do all that. And by the way, this Rekka, just in case you're wondering, the Rekka is very -6. That will get you punished. But this hit confirms it for you, which is very nice. Same with medium. Now, one thing to note with medium, if you hold a direction, he will continue the Rekka because the Rekka follow-ups are just a direction and a button. But if you are not holding a direction, he will stop after the first one, and on hit, he will go into Super 2, and then if you keep pressing it, he has a little combo for you afterwards. And then same with Super 3. On block, he ends with the palm, you're -1, and on hit, he goes into the level 3. So Jamie's one of the few characters that actually has this on all 3 auto combos, and they all have very good uses. The light one as a sort of pressure tool, because it's more of an up close sort of thing to use, because of course at farther ranges, you won't get the second light punch, or even the crouch light kick doesn't have a great range itself. But that's still good to use, sort of a low risk pressure option. The medium one is actually a pretty good poke because, as you can see, it starts with the stand medium kick, which has pretty decent range. And for 2 bars, this is not a bad neutral option, because you can just pop it here, and if it hits, you can get this full combo. And also, if you don't have any super meter, he'll still just go into the Rekkas, which is nice. And of course, he's still doing nothing on block, which is cool. So even if you don't have 2 bars, it's a decent little neutral buffer because he will hit confirm the first Rekka into either the second and third Rekka, or if you have Super 2, he'll do that. And then, of course, this level 3 one, the heavy auto combo, starts with this big old stand heavy kick, which has really good range. Hits from pretty far away. It is slow, 15 frame startup. And if you're hitting later, you're getting, see that hit on frame 16. But still, having this big of a move into that is very nice to have. And of course, if you give Jamie the meter, he will go into level 3, as you can see. So again, great neutral tool, because you can just toss this out, and then if it hits, you get all your damage. And again, if it's blocked, no worries, you're -1, and you're fine. Alright, so just like last video with Luke, we're going to now go over the cons of Jamie, starting out with his missing normals, because every modern character is missing a few moves that they have in Classic, and for Jamie, this is standing light kick, and in turn the standing light kick target combo, and also crouching medium punch. So I'm in Classic because you cannot do these moves at all as modern Jamie, so I'm just here in Classic to sort of demonstrate what they can do. So stand light kick, the first one modern Jamie's missing, is his longest range light, without drinks. I think with drinks, yeah, with drinks, standing light punch is his longest range light, but without drinks, it's his stand light kick. And the stand light kick also has a little target combo, where he does a little dance, of course. Looks very funny. Which is actually, I believe, yeah, these combo. So you can do that as that's a decent combo, and also just having a good ranged 5 frame light is very useful for punishing scenarios, namely Bison Scissor Kick. Modern Jamie with no drinks has a harder time with that. Of course, with drinks, you can kind of circumvent this with Stand Light Punch, but it's not a complete fix. There are still some benefits of having that Stand Light Kick. The next thing that Modern Jamie is missing is this Crouching Medium Punch, which is pretty good. It's of course Jamie's only 6-frame move. Stand Medium Punch is 8 frames. Crouching Medium Kick is 7 frames. So this Crouching Medium Punch being 6 frames is very useful because it is a natural combo out of Stand Medium Punch. In Modern controls, if you want to convert off of this Stand Medium Punch, you'll have to go into Stand Light Punch. And of course the target combo. But with Classic, of course, you would have this Crouch Medium Punch. But of course, light scaling will prevent this Modern Jamie's combos from Stand Medium Punch from doing more than just having the 2 mediums. So that is a concern. And also, since it is his 6-frame move, it's what he would use to punish Drive Reversal, which again, Modern Jamie does not get as good of a punish on Drive Reversal because he is missing this move. The next downside of Jamie is he does not have the he does not have the light or heavy versions of Bakai, the spinning move. And there are combo applications where having a faster move, because of course this one is 22 frames, the light one is 18 frames. There are juggles where only this move will work, and it is the optimal damage, and Modern Jamie has to find a different move to use there, and sometimes no move at all. So his combos are worse because of that. And also, since it is shortcut exclusive, even with the versions you do keep, the medium version and the OD version, they're still doing 80% of their original damage because they are 1-button moves. And then another flaw with this is Heavy Bakai has some pretty serious range to it that medium just doesn't have. So if we get reuse sort of here, medium will hit eventually, but it's definitely hitting on a later frame than heavy, which will just hit right out. And also heavy does have that frame 5 projectile invincibility, which granted is a little less soon than medium gets it. Medium gets it on frame 4, heavy gets it on frame 5, but heavy goes significantly farther, so it's a lot better at punishing projectiles. Of course, you do still keep the OD version, which is the best one for punishing projectiles, as it goes pretty far, has the fastest projectile invincibility, and you can cancel it into level 2. But still, there are situations where light and heavy Bakai are very useful to have that Modern Jamie just can't use them in. Another thing with Modern Jamie is the command grab. Modern Jamie can only use the 1-button version for this move, and really this one isn't a big deal because this move is the same for light, medium, and heavy versions. It does not matter which one you use, and since it doesn't even deal any damage, it just leaves you at +8 for all your combos. It doesn't matter for the normal version. It only slightly matters for the OD version because he does swat you in the face before he does it, which does 682 damage at drink level 3, and that knocks down. So in Modern, that is ever so slightly less. And then, of course, at drink 4, a little bit more, 715. But still, that is a little bit less with Modern. Not a huge deal, but it is worth mentioning. So, to summarize, Modern Jamie doesn't lose or gain too much. DP is nice to have on 1-button, although it kind of sucks that it's a heavy version, so it's so much slower than the other 2 versions. And then also, having 3 auto hit confirms is nice, but it's not like the biggest deal in the world. And of course, you're trading that for your 6-frame Crouch Medium Punch, which is very useful, and then your heavy Bakai to punish fireballs, and then of course the other things we talked about. It's not he's not the most polarizing Modern character. He doesn't gain anything super crazy. He doesn't lose anything super crazy. And I think overall the things that he gains outweigh the losses, especially this DP. 1-button DP is always great. So overall, Modern Jamie is, I would say, one of the better modern characters. And that's it. So thanks for watching this video. I'm going to make probably Viper. I'll probably make a Viper video next since she's new, and I can talk about her. And then I'll go back to the base roster characters. I think Manon is next. Could be wrong. But yeah, thanks for watching.